What is up, everybody? It is John with Alliance Insurance Services here today to see, actually I can't see anything. I'm sorry, oh, there you are. So it's John with Alliance Insurance Services coming today to talk about something that hopefully we'll be needing really soon since it's supposed to be spring. Today we're going to talk about boat safety. So boating is awesome. I love boats. I don't actually get out in them as much as I'd like to. When I used to live in Hawaii very briefly, I got out a couple times and man, amazing. But now I don't get out as often as I'd like to. But some of my wonderful people out there do. And so what we really want to talk about today are how often bad things can happen on boats. It's not something we like to think about. We like to think about boating as either fishing or partying, whether it's out on a lake or out on a river somewhere or even out on the ocean. We really want to look at how likely you are to have an accident while on a boat, because unfortunately that happens. So let's look into it. So according to a little organization that I like to call the United States Coast Guard, they're kind of a big deal. There were 4,463 boating accidents in 2016. Of those accidents, 701 people died, 2,903 people were injured, and on the property damage side, $49 million worth of damages from those accidents. So how can we be safer on boats? Because that's really the important thing. Of course, I want you to insure your boat. I want you to make sure that you're covered, but I want you to be safe. So let's look at some ways that we can be safer on boats. Some of these are obvious, but some of them are not. So let's look at it. 80% of all the people that had fatal accidents on boats died of drowning. And of those 80%, 83% were not wearing life vests. So right there, we see a way that we can immediately help be safer on boats. Wear a life vest. I know they're not cool. I know they're usually orange. Maybe there's some cool new colors I don't know anything about. I mean, I'm wearing an awesome shirt, but it doesn't mean that I know a lot about life vest fashion. But if you're on a boat, just wear one because it can save your life. And that's what we want to happen, right? You don't have to be on a large boat way out in the middle of the water in order to have a fatal accident. 80% of the people who died in boating accidents did so in a boat that was less than 21 feet long. That is a huge number. So when you're out on a small craft and you're on a medium-sized body of water, even a river, really be careful because those statistics are pointing at you. The most common reason for a fatal boating accident was alcohol. If you're driving, whether it's a boat, a car, an airplane, whatever you can get behind and navigate somewhere else, if you're drinking, don't drive it. Make sure that you're drinking responsibly, that you have someone on the boat who can drive, who hasn't been drinking. It's really simple. 77% of these fatal accidents occurred on boats where people did not have nationally recognized safety certifications. So a way for us to be safer are to actually take these certifications. And it seems so lame, right? I mean, who wants to frame that on their wall? This is my certification for safety. The fact of the matter is, people who have these are much less likely to have an accident that's going to lead to something terrible happening. So that's another way that you can be a lot safer when you're out on the water. 3 of the top 5 things that led to accidents are inexperienced driving, excessive speeding, and not paying attention while driving a boat. Those 3 of the top 5 reasons for accidents on a boat. If you're not going to do it in a car, don't do it on a boat. If you're driving fast, you're much more likely to have an accident. If you've got someone who's never driven before, you're much more likely to have an accident. And if you have someone who isn't paying attention, texting while boating, you're much more likely to have an accident. The kind of boat can matter too. Almost half of accidents and almost half of fatalities occurred on motorboats. If you have a motorboat, I know the temptation is to get out there and just crank it up. That's why you got it, right? Speed demon. But be extra careful. Almost 50%, I think it's like 47%. That's a huge chunk of all the accidents in boating. So make sure you're being extra safe if you're out on a motorboat. And I know this is the thing that's really been on your mind. Where can I get one of these awesome shirts? Sorry guys, it's an heirloom. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good one.